And I'm Taylor.
Hi everyone, my name is Tamara Chambers.
I'm Taylor Chambers.
And this is Tamara Just Saw.
I tried to make up, but I didn't. I was just like...
It'll happen.
I know.
Live your truth.
I tried.
We just saw the Jungle movie.
Heck yeah.
We saw Hey Arnold growing up.
Yeah.
It was on TV.
It was one of those that was airing in the 90s.
Rachel, Teets, and I, when we moved here, we watched the entire series of Hey Arnold's because it was on Netflix. And we didn't know anyone, and we were only 20, so we couldn't, go out at night. So we stayed in, and we watched Hey Arnold.
Hey, Ike.
I think Ike just clumped up the stairs.
Ike.
Move it, Orange. Cat.
I love Ike with a fire that burns like 1,000 suns. Oh, Ike. And I have a little heart pendant.
Yeah, do you have a shrine in your closet for Ike?
No. No.
So, after 15 years, they have decided to take the cliffhanger that they left us with at the series finale and make the Jungle movie.
Thank God.
Thank God. We rewatched the very last episode, which is titled The Journal, right before we watched the Jungle movie, just to kind of brush off, because it takes place directly after.
Yeah.
It seems. So after some research, we found that they didn't want that to be the end of the series, and they also didn't want the Jungle movie, obviously, to come out this late. They were going to do the Jungle movie as a theatrical release, and then the movie that was a theatrical release, the Hey Arnold movie, was just going to be for the channel, for Nickelodeon. And for some reason, they got switched. The movie that was not supposed to be a theatrical release did poorly, because it's bad. And then this was never made. For some reason,
I can't do it.
15... I have mad lipstick on
taps.
now, so.
I tense them too much, and that's why you gotta keep them loose and moist.
It aired on Nickelodeon. We ended up watching it on Amazon. It's been out for a week and a half, 2 weeks now. And it was $4.99 on Amazon. So well worth the money if you haven't seen it. Though, if you haven't seen it, there are definitely going to be spoilers in this reaction video. So tread lightly. It was very sweet and the exact ending I needed for this show. And I felt like after all of this time and after loving this goddamn wholesome ass show for so long, it was the ending that I needed. First impression, especially since we had just watched the very last episode right before this.
Right.
The animation is weird.
Yes,
it is so different.
It's more modern, but just a stark contrast to what it was. It was more hand drawn, and not more. It was hand drawn.
Yeah.
And now it's just weird. The grandpa, when he first walks in, you're like, "Ooh, there it is."
That's
the
it.
artistic differences.
Yeah, and it is a little bit of a bummer because in the last episode, remember there was this sunset, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's beautiful,"
Right.
Which is something you don't see very often now. And this one, there was a lot of 3D action going on.
It looked cleaner, but it lost some of the originality. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of the thing.
That's the
Yeah, they threw in the weird 3D bit, and it's it just looked like clay, and it's I don't like this.
Yeah.
It sometimes works, sometimes very specific anime, sometimes, but not. If it's a miss, it's a big miss. And so.
Yeah, and this one it didn't look too great, and I also I think it really hit home for us because we had just finished watching the last episode of the actual series. The voices were a pretty good match.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of them were from the original cast. I don't imagine 15 years later.
Older sister Olga.
Yeah.
She sounded exactly the same.
Also, I think Helga was great.
Yeah.
All of the same, all the buccos and all of the football heads, and they all sounded perfect. So that was really nice. I'm glad they didn't cut corners with the voice acting, because way more than the animation, that would have really bothered me, I think.
Right.
The characters were still very much themselves. They gave each of the side characters, they at least had a couple lines each, which was really nice. Oh, when it's revealed through his passport that his last name is Shortman. That's so cool!
Gramps has been saying it the whole time.
Gramps has been calling him Shortman this whole time. We both were like, oh! Hey Arnold's class enters this thing to go to San Lorenzo for a field trip, this humanitarian project, and they have to submit a video. And they submit a video about Hey Arnold, and in it you get to see a bunch of skits from what the series had shown, because Hey Arnold's always been such a cool, chill-ass dude who's just doing good all the time.
Series highlights.
So yeah, it's a highlight of all the him saving the turtles and him getting Mr. his roommate guy, his daughter back, like all the nice things that he did. In Disaster Artist, when you see them recreate the scenes, and it's like, I know that scene, and it's fun to see it brand new. Same kind of thing here, because they did it in the new animation
Shined
style.
it up, yeah.
Yeah, so it was kind of fun to see it again, but like redone. That's exciting.
Yeah.
So that was definitely my favorite part of the new animation, is to see like the old stuff with the new. That's fun. Olga is there, like you said, Helga's sister, her older sister, and her voice is so funny.
It's weird.
It's so funny.
She always sounds like she's about to cry, but she's so happy too.
And love is Arnold, and I just love you, bee sister.
It's so strange.
I love it.
Makes me uncomfortable.
I love it so much. One of the best parts, until you get to the end, is when Helga finally plucks up the courage to go upstairs with Arnold, and she proclaims her like for him, almost love, and then they get attacked by
Not
pirates.
quite. She can't quite go the full love.
Well, he yells before she says it.
It's true.
She's like, I love, and he's like, I thought it was a dream, because like the whole series she had been trying to build up to
tiptoeing
that.
around that.
Yeah,
But then,
and she just goes for it, and you're like, good for you, girl. So after the first like half of the film, it's basically just Helga, Arnold, and Gerald, and they're going around. They're trying to find the green-eyed people, and they're trying to find his parents. And so they find the green-eyed people.
they do a pretty good job.
They do a pretty damn good job, guys.
Even when this evil guy's coming after him.
Yeah, so the Pirate King coming after him. But they,
I love to be a pirate king.
What a guy saying to be a Pirate King. All right, so anyways, they play it up and they play it down and they play it up and they play it down so many times that like the parents are alive and they're dead. They're alive, they're dead, they're alive, they're dead. They find the cure for the sleeping sickness, and then they take away the cure for the sleeping sickness, and then the sleeping sickness cure is Helga's locket, and then the parents are alive.
That's part of love. Oh my god. So sweet.
I was crying, y'all. He wakes up the next morning in his bed and he thinks it's a dream.
Yeah.
It ends up being real. And then his parents follow him to school because we already miss you. That's what the dog says. It's so sweet. Kisses Helga.
Yeah.
He's like, none of this would have happened without you. And I know that you're mean to me because you love me. And then he kisses her and it's really sweet.
Been like waiting for that one to happen.
15 years later. 15 years. That's the biggest cliffhanger I've ever waited for in my life. In the end, it was wrapped up so well. It was, I just said this, it's such a simple cartoon, and it's like, the animation is very simple, the stories are really simple, the characters are simple, the writing is simple, the jokes are simple, but it's so wholesome and so like, you feel lighter after you watch the episode, especially like we watched one that was 40 minutes, but usually they're 20-minute long episodes, and they're really just like, you learn a lesson, people grow, it's like, it's genuine, it's not like a Full House lesson, it's like a lesson, and like, you feel good after, and it's sweet as hell, and it's wholesome as fuck, and it's great.
This is such a back in my day rant, but like, cartoons nowadays are just so, they got the SpongeBob trend of like, oh, nonsensical's funny. We'll just make everything in the show nonsensical and complete nonsense, and the kids will go crazy. And they do. It's just, that's all it is though now. And so it's like, there's no substance. It's just like, whoa!
A lot of it is, yeah.
Anyway.
Well,
he's with his parents. He kissed Olga. Helga.
Oh, that would have been so sad if he kissed Olga. It's $5 on Amazon. If you haven't seen it, it's definitely worth the hour and 20 minutes that we spent watching it. It's totally what you want if you were a fan of the show. They did a really good job just like being like, wow, we really f***ed over everyone who loved this show 15 years ago. Let's give them the ending they always deserved. And they did it really well, and it was nice. Almost as good as the Emoji Movie. So close.
Not even close.
Next week, we're going to see Star Wars. Yeah! Star Wars The Last Jedi is next week, and I'm so excited.
Stank, dude. I'm so excited. Stank.
I'm going to go in costume.
As a Praetorian guard.
I have 2 Rey costumes if you want to wear one.
I might do it.
Bye!
Bye.